Jennifer.
Hi.
I appreciate you joining me.
Thank you.
Let me give a little backstory real quick, for the people watching. So you asked me this question. A lot of people do off camera. How do I find my guests? Okay. Yeah. And honestly, I think I've answered this before, probably, I'm sure in the past, but I'm like, not as much anymore because the position I have now, I'm back doing project management work, so I don't have enough time. But before, I was in a field of work where I could just surf the internet all day. So I'd be on like reading articles or looking through comment sections or posts or literally just typing in Instagram like health and fitness, Kansas City, or whatever it may be, podcast or whatever it is. And I'd come across somebody and I'd just look through their stuff and I'd be like, well, this person looks pretty interesting. Let me send them a DM, see if they'll come on. So that's how I found you. So, but yeah, no, seeing your stuff, I want to get more into the, I've had people on before, like I've discussed with you when we were talking off camera. I've had on Megan Liniger, and I've had on a couple other people, I believe, that have discussed more from the female perspective in health and fitness. And what I really enjoyed about your videos is the fact of my biggest thing and is the family dynamic, when women become mothers and they start to kind of almost in a sense lose their identity, becomes just full-time mom. And I think it's so important, like you've described. You can't lose yourself. You know what I mean? Like you have to take care of yourself first. And when you do that, you may look at it as being selfish, but in reality, it's not, because if you take care of yourself, that radiates to everybody around you. You know what I mean? You look good, you feel good, you're confident. It helps you in your career, in your relationship, parenting. You'll be more at ease. You'll be more patient and maybe looking at things in a different perspective on how to approach this situation. Same with in relationships as well with your significant other. And so I think it's important because I want relationships to become healthier. I want people, I see so much of this, like, when you get into a relationship, and I've been here myself, where you get very relaxed and you kind of just look at it as, well, I'm in love. I don't have to do anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he or she loves me. I can just live life and I don't have to take care of myself anymore. I can just go and watch my reality TV or whatever TV shows. And that sounds cool. Sounds relaxing. Sounds, nice, at ease and peace. But it's not, because ultimately what happens is over time, that's going to catch up to you. And then you're going to find yourself, once that's all done and you're bored and you're like, you've gained 50, 100 pounds, maybe more. Now you're having to deal with something that, it's going to take a while to revert. You're sure how difficult it is. You've seen probably in many of your clients how hard it is once you've let yourself go past a point. It's not impossible to bring it back, but it takes work. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of, hoping to hear from you today. Maybe we can go over, kind of how you started, maybe a little bit of your backstory, whatever you want to, open up to us about, and then just kind of, explain to us, we'll talk about, what you've dealt with in personal training. What do you go by? Like, what's kind of your occupation? Is it like a
health and fitness coach?
Health and fitness
specialize
coach?
in women.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go over that, and then whatever else goes from there, we'll kind of tangent on. So I'll kind of leave it to you. How did all this start? We'll kind of start there. Like, have you always been in great shape? Or was there a time period when you weren't? Or how did that all start?
Yeah. So probably typical 20-year-old. Partying a lot.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Drinking all the time, 2007, I remember getting a gym membership, probably because I was drinking too much and was looking a little soft, but, and I had no idea what I was doing, which I've found that a lot of women don't.
Have you worked out before that, like sports or anything?
So I grew up on a farm,
Uh-huh.
and we were active. I mean, we were my dad's hired hands,
Mhm.
and we loved it. And the nice thing about it is, for me anyway, I feel like it set like a really good foundation, like
Right.
for, you know what I mean?
Hard
Because
work.
hard work. My dad works hard. I feel like he was always in really good shape. Just from eating well, we
Mhm.
ate, you know what I mean? What we had in
Yeah.
the garden,
Whole
and
foods.
Whole
Yeah.
Foods and things like that. But anyway, fast forward into your 20s, you don't do that. Then you get a taste of McDonald's and alcohol and all of that
Mhm.
stuff.
And how convenient it is just to
So
go through the
easy. Yeah.
drive-through lane. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
3 a.m. Let's
Mhm.
get Taco Bell. But
Yeah.
so anyway, I got a gym membership in 2007. Had no idea what I was doing. I just went and got on the treadmill.
Mhm.
I was like, I'll just run, because that's what girls do when they go to the
Right.
gym.
Right.
And I did that for a little while, and then I started seeing like posters of girls that would do the fitness competitions.
Mhm.
And then I was like, no, I want to look like that. Like, I don't want to just look skinny.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just run on a treadmill all the time. That sucked, by the way.
Oh, I know.
It's miserable.
I like running, but to an extent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I got a coach,
Mhm.
and they taught me how to lift weights. So started lifting weights, and I mean, I started lifting, and then I did not actually do my first, like, I guess, bodybuilding show
Mhm.
until 2012.
Oh, really?
And I started working out 2007. And I say that because I think so many people think this just happens overnight.
Yeah.
Like, I start working out, and it doesn't matter like where they're starting either. They could be overweight, or they could be happy with their weight. They just want to look more fit.
Right.
And I say I feel like a lot of times people, they try to rush that process, and you can't. And it does take a while, and you have to put in the work to get the look that you want. And that also goes down to like putting in the work in the kitchen too.
Oh, I completely agree. Like, you know, it's the same thing from the male side. You know, you see these guys that are huge.
Yeah.
I mean, just look good, ripped, and everybody thinks you can just blast gear and boom, you're going to be there in a year. And it's like, well, it's a lot more to that. Even though the guys are blasting gear, it still takes a lot of time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I hate, because like even myself, like, so I'm on TRT. I do other things. I run cycles from here to there, and I'm like, I don't look like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of commitment to your food, you know? I have that issue. I like sweets.
Yeah.
I like Taco Bell as well. And also to commitment in the gym. You know, I find myself where I have some months where I'm only hitting the gym maybe 2 times a week,
Yeah.
you know, where I kind of have to dial it back because I got other shit going on. I don't stop completely, because I have done that in the past, and I know it's hard getting that train back up and running again. So yeah, it doesn't happen like that. Or like even on the female side, you know, when all these girls, they want these big butts, you know, nice slim waist. It's like, yeah, but those girls on Instagram, either one, they're 20 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
2, they're probably doing some stuff too as well. And then 3, even with that though, it probably took that chick 5 years to get that.
Listen, I don't feel like my rear end's even close to where I want it to be. And I've been training since 2007.
But the point is to enjoy the process,
I
though,
love
right?
the process.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And imagine if you didn't start it, you wouldn't be or look the way you look now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like these people, they think that, well, if it's not going to happen like that, then I'm just not going to do it at all. And it's like, no, fall in love with the process. It can suck at times. Maybe after a while, you need to switch some things up, you know, maybe do a different workout or go try something else. Go do a boxing class like we were talking about earlier, like, or go, whatever it may be, go do rowing. I don't know. I mean, either way, just do something physical.
Well, just stay consistent.
Right.
Like do something physical and stay consistent.
Right.
It's when you stop doing that you start, I'll start Monday. I'll start January 1st.
Oh, the January 1st.
I'll start after the holiday or whatever it is. And like, then you just never start.
Never. And you have to have like I feel like a good purpose. A lot, like for dudes, it'll be for a chick, you know, and probably for chicks, it'll be for guys. That's only temporary.
Yeah. You got to do it for yourself.
You got it. And I understand, like, you can have like sometimes when I'm on Instagram and I see someone who's just like bodied up, I'm like, man, that gave me some energy to get to the gym. For sure. I see that. But in the long run, you have to be doing this for you.
Absolutely.
And I know everyone's like, well, that's corny, but when you start it and then you continue to do it, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and just, I lost my train of thought.
You lost your train of thought? It happens. It happens. That's what happens sometimes in conversation. The beautiful thing about this podcast is this isn't 60 minutes. No, I actually don't edit. That's the fun part. No, don't worry. It's okay.
Okay.
We're just talking. It'd be like if me and you were at a bar right now. I was having a beer, you're having a beer. We're having a friendly conversation.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go for it.
Right. No, I wanted to go back. Like I said, I started in 2007.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back to 2012.
Right.
And 2013 and 14. These years were really important because, and I talked to other women about this too, I did get into the competitions. I was doing the bikini shows. I did 6 in a year.
Oh, did you?
I was extremely lean. I screwed up my hormones. I mean,
really?
It was horrible.
Is that the negative side to bodybuilding?
That's the negative side. And I hate to like say it in such a way that you can tell that I feel like, I don't know, maybe angry about it, but
I think there's a price in all sports.
There,
you know?
and so many people love it, and I appreciate it. I do. But I don't know that I would ever do it again. And I say that because I was on top of the world for a year doing these shows. I was winning. I got my pro card.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I
hot
mean?
shit.
Yeah. And then they stopped, and the coach that I had at the time, you know, what she didn't know. She was fairly new to coaching for the shows as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, she was not familiar with like a reverse diet for someone who has been on a very restrictive diet for a year.
Oh, you have to like reverse.
You have to reverse that and slowly work someone like who has been so depleted back into calories. Because if you don't, this is what happens when people do fad diets.
Yeah.
They do the diet, they lose the weight, and as soon as they stop, they gain it all back because they don't know how to reverse themselves either.
Right.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
So I get done with these shows and it's like, okay, you won. Congratulations. And I gained the most weight I had ever gained in my life. I don't even have pictures of myself then because I felt disgusting and I was embarrassed because people would be like, where are your abs? You can't see your veins. And like, I felt shame in that from where I was. I was so hungry, I would go in the pantry and just shut the door and eat because like I was starving.
Yeah.
That led to depression and weight gain. And then I ended up getting pregnant, had my son, and immediately I was like, we are back on track. And I mean, I was, I had
after you had your son?
as soon as the doctor was like, you can go to the gym, I was back at the gym.
How old were you when you had your son?
I was 33.
Oh, okay.
And
because usually, you know, when people have kids, that's when it starts to, were like, no, we're going up.
No, I actually took pictures from, you know, when I had him and my whole process, like losing the baby weight. And
how hard was that?
It wasn't.
Really?
I still at least
I
worked.
guess it's your first though.
And I still at least worked out the entire time that I was pregnant. Like I never stopped working out. I just changed my outfits.
How difficult is that to work out while you're pregnant? I've always wondered that.
It wasn't. I kickboxed until 3 days before I delivered.
Holy shit.
I have a.
And your son was like,
yeah, I have a video of me. I'm like this big throwing kicks.
Yeah. Isn't it really good though to work out like while you're pregnant?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I honestly, my labor and delivery was a breeze. I was like, well, God, if I would have known it was that easy, I'd have had a few more.
Oh, so it somehow helps. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It helps a lot. Like there's tons of like studies and research proving that if you worked out before and then you do it during, that it makes it so much easier to have your baby.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, even if you're about to have the baby, they suggest you go and walk around and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure staying active kind of keeps everything in order.
But no, I had my son and I was like, I will be a fit mom. And I mean, immediately I focused on my nutrition again. I got back to the gym. I bounced back like that. And then I was just like, I will never let what happened to me after that show happen again. So I just started doing all my own homework and focusing on myself, my nutrition, my workouts. And now I just feel like I mean, honestly, that's the life I live.
Yeah.
And I don't compromise when it comes to taking care of myself now.
Really?
Like if I'm going to the gym, I am going to the gym. I'm getting ready to go out of town with all my girlfriends and we're in a group text. I'm like, you guys, can we at least go to the gym one day while we're there?
You got to. Like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, that's always, anytime I go out of town, you know, yeah, hotel gyms can suck. But like you said, you get that pushes you to be creative.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fun, you know, and it takes an hour of your day.
If
you know?
that.
If
Yeah.
that, yeah, you can make it shorter if you're on vacation,
Yeah.
you know, like usually a typical workout for me takes like hour 15, hour 30, you know,
Most of my clients work out 3 to 4 days a week, 45 minutes.
there you go.
And honestly, 45 minutes is probably my average workout.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm in and out.
Yeah, because another thing too is that people always get caught up in wanting to do more and more. I found myself at the point of doing 2-hour workouts like 4 or 5 days a week. And I'm like, oh, you're not seeing much gains because you're not letting your body recover, you know?
I talked to someone today. She said I was doing 75 minutes of cardio
Oh, shit.
and lifting. And I'm like, how much time are you spending at the gym? 3 hours. And I don't have that kind of time anymore. Who does?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even think bodybuilders spend that much time, do
No.
they? Yeah.
3 hours at the gym. But over half of that was walking on a treadmill.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's wild. I think it just comes down to, and it's crazy because we live in a time period where we have so much access to information, yet it's overwhelming, you know? So having to sift through it, and I find myself having the difficulties in that, and who's right and who's wrong. And we were just talking about Mitchell Thompson before he came on, how you guys knew each other, and you know, he helps me a lot, and I've had him on the show and he's talked about this on how he kind of navigates his information, like at the process of where he gets his information of, and he has to deep dive. There's a lot out there,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, he's listening to all these doctors. He's trying to listen to counter arguments. He's going in deep on and actually trying to look at the science and seeing what works. And then also he's implementing it to what he can in his life, you know? And so it can be hard, but it's nice to be able to meet people like Mitch, like you, like others who can help alleviate all that. You know, if they come to you, you'll be able to sit with them, have discussions with them, see what their goals are, see what works for them.
Yeah.
And then adjust from there. So
I'll often ask people when I'm talking to them, like when they first come to me looking for help, and I will ask, like, with all of the resources available, why do you feel like you need a coach? And they are so confused. They're like, well, I did this diet for a little bit and that worked, but then I stopped and I gained all my weight back. And then I read that this was better for me, so I tried this and it worked for a little bit, gained my weight back. And then I read, you know, you're supposed to have carbs and then you're not supposed to have carbs. What else is it?
Yeah, the carb things that's definitely a hot topic.
It is such a hot topic. And then they'll try to piece together like random workouts from influencers or YouTube and things like that. But half the time they aren't doing them right. Or they then get overwhelmed because they're like, what is she even doing? Like, it's not explained very well, which at the end of the day, it just leads to falling off the wagon again.
Right.
So then, of course, they reach out wanting coaching because now we've got structure and someone to like walk them through this every day and hold them accountable. And accountability is huge. I coach another gal, and I love what she said one time. She said, coaches need coaches too. And that is so true. Like half of the bodybuilders who are also coaches and trainers have coaches and trainers.
Right.
And again, like she was a coach who seeked out my help because she needed help. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought again.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's almost like starting at a job and not being trained and then expecting to know what your position and like what you're supposed to be doing, the duties. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I do know what you mean. Well, and like, and I also have a coach.
Yeah.
And I do that because like I need somebody to keep me accountable too.
Right.
You know, I just think there's a lot to be said to have someone in your corner keeping you accountable.
What are some of the issues that you find the most? Like when women reach out to you, like what are they facing usually? Like what are some of the most common, like for sure they want to lose weight, they want to get this and that, but like what's always holding them back?
Time is a lot of it.
Right.
You know, women are doing so much. They're working and then they're running the kids everywhere. And now they're left with little time for themselves. And nothing against the guys. I'm just saying what I hear. And it's like,
oh, for sure.
Dad, husband, partner goes to work and goes to the gym afterwards, where mom goes to work and has to go home and take care of the kids afterwards. And then she never gets that time for herself.
Right.
And so like something I do is I actually sit down with them and like we try and map out their day so that I can help find that break at some point.
That's probably super important.
Yeah. I mean,
because some people think they don't have enough time, but you might have, like you said, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, well, let's say an hour 30 because commute.
Sure.
Right. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, one of my most successful clients right now, I mean, she's extremely busy. She's got 4 kids and they all are going different directions because of their ages. And she works from home. And you would think maybe because you work from home, you've got all this extra time. And you don't.
It just depends on what you do.
Yeah. She does not. And so, I mean, we sat down and I'm like, where's the planner? Like, look at your day and how can we structure this so that you can get in at least 30 minutes. And she's doing it and she's killing it, but she wants it.
Yeah.
You know, and she's disciplined enough to get it done.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Schedule. I know some people think, well, I never needed a schedule. I just at the hip, you know, shooting a gun at the hip. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can get by for a while, but you're never going to be able to get like a full, I don't know what word I'm looking for here. Like, you're not going to get everything out of that because there's no way you can run everything in your life just off your head. No.
Oh.
Like even me, I have a calendar on my phone and I have to, like my workouts, I've been doing them for so long. So I already know, you know, and even when I switch up a workout routine, it's all kind of the same in a sense, you know. There may be some new workouts that maybe I don't remember rep range or, you know, whatever it may be, but I'll go and just look at, you know, in my notes and check it out. But I know usually what days I'm working out and what days I'm not. And if I miss a day, I can shift it over here, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, schedule is everything. You got to know, I wake up at this time, I go this place at this time, I come back home at this time, and then I go to work at this time. Or with women, you know, they may have to take the kids to the daycare, or maybe the father has to take the kids, whatever it may be. You guys got to plan it out, and especially as a family, get a calendar, throw it up on the fridge, you know, and especially I feel like as in a relationship, you got to give each other that time for themselves.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. And I will say this was just last week. And I was talking to a new client. She's in North Carolina and we're on Zoom and her husband came on and he was wonderful. I mean, like he was behind her, his hands were on her shoulders and he was like, I'm so excited for her. I'm also going to like do this alongside her to help support her. And I was like, and I told him, I thanked him. I was like, thank you like so much. I said, because a lot of women don't feel like they have that support from their spouse. Yeah. And he said, are you kidding me? Why would they not support their spouse? He goes, this is sexy. Yeah. Yeah. And I was blown away. I'm like, oh my God. And she, of course, is smiling ear to ear because how wonderful did it feel for her husband to stand behind her and like have her back like that? Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think men don't want them to? Do you think it's like an insecurity issue?
God, that's such a good question.
Because I've heard it in groups, you know, where you're talking with a bunch of guys and one of them's like, I don't want my chick to, you know, and then she's going to want to up and leave or whatever like that, you know, which is kind of.
Yeah. I get a lot of them.
Maybe when you're young, you would think that way. But, you know, if I'm hearing that from like 30, 40-something-year-old man, I'm like, dude, come on now. You know what I mean? If 20s, maybe we'll give you a break.
Have an issue.
Yeah, we'll give you a break. You're young. We need to teach you. But, you know, because I was 20, I was an idiot. I thought about, you know, I'm not the same man I was back then. I made a lot of mistakes. But you have to grow at some point. And if your woman going to look better is making you insecure that she's going to leave. I mean, I hate to break it to you. If she wants to leave, she'll leave regardless.
She's going to leave anyway.
I mean, when a woman
that
walks in,
insecurity is probably what will make her leave.
Yeah, like we all know, like a woman or a man walks into a bar, the woman's got 100% chance of walking out with a guy than that guy does walking out with a girl. So regardless of what she looks like. Yeah. So let's not act like if she wanted to, she couldn't do it already. Yeah. So,
well, and here's what you just said. A lot of guys tell their, I know it's different though. Anyways, they'll tell them like, you can just do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's money and you can just figure it out on your own. And I'm like, well, if she could figure it out on her own, she would have. She's already ran through the fad diets, like I had mentioned, and the trainers all over social media, and it hasn't worked. And a lot of times, especially for women in their 40s plus, what we were doing in our 20s and 30s, it doesn't work anymore.
Right.
You know, we've got different things going on, the perimenopause, the hormones, cortisol is huge because we are holding on to so much stress from, again, probably rushing around to get to work all day, only to rush home and get your kids to rush them to whatever practice they've got going on.
Or injuries. I deal with a lot of injuries, even only in my 30s. And, you know, the older you get, the more injuries you get, the more nagging pains, and having to be able to navigate around that or be able to alleviate that or, you know, PT that, you know, you got to be able to have somebody to help you out on that.
Yeah.
You know, good luck trying to, which I mean, it can be done. I've done some things on my own. It can be done. But if you can figure out, and I understand that not everybody has the financial means, but I've had this discussion before. There's things that you can look at in your finances. You can sit down and see what you are spending money on. If you're spending money out to eat every day at lunch, you know, what is that? 15, 20 bucks, whatever it may be, save that. You know, put that towards groceries. And then if you're drinking every day or, you know, buying a 6-pack or whatever, having a margarita 3 times a week, cut that back. You know, like there's money everywhere that you can kind of pull back. And then you have a couple of $100 extra a month or a week or whatever it may be to be able to put towards yourself. You're not giving it to you, to your health and fitness coach.
Yeah.
In a sense, you're giving them money, but it's coming back to you. It's paying you in return.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like no better return on your investment than your own health.
Exactly.
And people do, like they miss that. And you're right. I mean, the money's somewhere. Amazon's taking it. Out to Eat's taking it. You know, like you said, the margaritas are taking it. And a lot of times when someone starts working with me and initially they are like, oh, you know, or the husband doesn't want to pay for it or whatever. Well, but then when you're also start getting in such a routine and you know what you're getting at the grocery store and maybe you're not drinking as many margaritas now,
right?
You're actually also saving a lot of money.
Yeah. Or, you know, even with the, you know, from the guy's perspective, man, you know, if your girl wants to go look good, she's going to look good. She's going to feel good. That's going to come back to you. Okay.
Right. Right.
That's only going to benefit you.
Well, especially if you're supportive.
So, yeah.
I mean, if you're over here like supporting her and like, oh my God, you're doing so good, babe. You look hot, like whatever.
It's just hard because there are, you know, and it's not just from the female side, it's guys too. It's that when people in general get to looking better, sometimes it's almost that, great power comes great responsibility because it can be tempting now. You're starting to get more eyes. You're possibly getting some DMs in your messengers. Like, so you're like, oh man, like how do I, you know, that can be overwhelming, you know, be tempting, you know? So I could see why some people would have that fear, but you can't.
No.
Don't matter. You can put a chain and ball on somebody.
Yeah.
And you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
They'll get out.
Yeah.
Okay. And why would you want to live a life like that?
Well, and I believe like give somebody the rope.
Right.
You know, and if they want to hang themselves, fine.
That's true.
Hopefully they don't.
No, I completely agree. And you know, I don't know, maybe the more and more, especially in these long form conversations, because we're starting to disconnect more and more in reality, which sucks. I hope at some point that comes back. But hearing real conversations like this, I think if people start to get over the whole following mainstream media or these radio shows or these reality like all this shit that's not doing anything for them, and they start listening to stuff like this, it could help them. Like we're masking, we're gravitating to all this stuff that all it's doing is masking, when in reality, you may think podcasts are boring, or you may think, oh, I've heard that before, but podcasts have changed my life. Okay. Like when I started listening in 2013, I think, I started listening to a couple of them, Rogan being one of them, Fighter and the Kid, all these podcasts. And I would just hear unfiltered, normal conversations, and literally helped me become a different human being.
Yeah.
You know, not saying I'm perfect, not saying I'm better or whatever. I'm better than who I was.
Sure.
But like these conversations can help you. They can help you navigate on where to go to, what should I do, what am I doing wrong, what did they went through something I went through similarly, and I had to deal with this too, and man, they got out of it. That gives me hope.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope comes, you know, over time with people more and more being more engaged into this. You know, I'm hearing more and more people. I just had a buddy of mine call me. Funny enough, he calls me and he's like, man, bro, he's like, I've been listening to your podcast. And I talk to him maybe once or twice a year. We used to be really close back in the day. And he's like, man, dude, he's like, I get home and all I do is drink, and I go to bed and I go to work the next day, and it's like fucking repeat every single day. And he's like, I just can't do this shit anymore. I mean, I could hear it in his voice. Like desperate. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, it's okay. And he's older. I think he's not, he's, what is he? Maybe 50. I can't remember how old he is, but he's not, I'm like, dude, you're 50, bro. That's only like midway, you know, like you're going to be okay. Like we got this. The first step, I believe, and it's the hardest step, is coming to realization of where you're at right now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people can't look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I need to change some things. Most people just look in the mirror and they're just like, they're sad, or, you know, they may be thinking about the old times, but they're not thinking about changing. They're just like, it is what it is. I'm a mom now, and or I'm a dad now.
Yeah, I'm a mom, I'm a dad, or I'm 40 and this is this is normal. Like this is what happens.
Oh, how many people have told me, wait till you hit 45 or wait till you hit 50. And I'm like, dude, like, have you seen some of these 50-year-olds walking around nowadays? Yeah. They look like they're 25.
Yeah.
You said, how old are you?
I'll be 45 on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't, age, it's nothing. You know, that whole age ain't nothing but a number. It's not true. Yeah.
But I also believe your nutrition and your training is the fountain of youth.
Right.
And I say that because there are women, of course, that are 50. I have a client right now. She's smoking hot. She just turned 50 years old. And then there's women out there that are 35 and they look like they're older. 55. Yeah. You know, they look like they're 50. This 50-year-old client of mine, I mean, she looks like she's 35. Mm-hmm. You know? So I do. It all boils down to like how well you take care of yourself.
And that's what I told my buddy. I was like, dude, you're the biggest thing right now you're doing for yourself is calling me and admitting that you need help.
Yeah.
You need some guidance. And I was like, hey man, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sign up for a gym, make sure it's close to you.
Yeah.
You know, I'll send you over some of the stuff I'm following, get your blood work done. Let's see where you're sitting at. You know, I am a big believer on hormone levels. You need to see where you're at. And women are actually one of the most overlooked.
Absolutely.
I used to go to NHR. I love them. Justin, great guy. Helped me, got me on TRT. Fucking, I recommend this to all men. If go get your blood work done. If your test levels were low like mine, they're shit. I think they're like 200 or something like that. Go to an actual like clinic, like a hormone therapy clinic.
Yeah.
And they will be able to read out, you know, you go give blood, they'll be able to read your little chart and explain to you where your levels are low at. I mean, even me, I found out like I was low in vitamin D and other things like I had to take. Once you start balancing that, you will see a huge difference. Like I started seeing, like this was my biggest thing. I was one of those guys that would work out, and it was so funny. I remember one time my buddy Ralph, He was like, why you still look fat? And I'm like, yeah, bro, you're right. Actually, you need those truthful friends around you. I swear to God. I know it sucks hearing, but you need friends that'll just tell you the truth. It's the best thing that they could do for you. And he was right though. Like I would go work out all the fucking time, and I'm like, why am I not losing this stubborn fat?
Yeah.
And maybe there will be debates. You could have done this. You could have done that. You could have raised your stuff now. Yeah, whatever it may be. I don't fucking care. Whatever helps you. You know what I mean? Like that's all that matters. Whatever you're going to stick with.
Yeah.
And so when I did, I mean, it literally changed my life. And I think if people stop going to their primaries for everything, who are just going to want to medicate.
Absolutely.
Which
here's another pill.
Yeah. And I know good doctors.
Yeah.
I have a good buddy of mine, Luke. He's a great doctor. I've got a couple of other people I know that are doctors, and they are trying to change things, but there's a lot of them as well that went through the university, got their degree, parroting everything that they're taught, not even trying to look at some of the new data. And they're just like, well, we're going to put you on this and this. And
so I asked a doctor friend of mine,
right.
I said, why we were talking about, health and nutrition and weight loss. I said, why are the doctors so quick to just give people a shot or write a prescription? And she told me, because it doesn't matter. Like we can talk to them about nutrition and tell them that they need to change, but they'll still be back in our office in another month and we don't have time for it.
Right.
And so, it's just easier to say, okay, fine, here it is, because they're not going to follow the nutrition piece anyway.
Right.
Like they won't take the time to change. They just want the quick fix.
No, you're right. Yeah. I had my buddy Murph on. He was on the podcast. He's a pharmacist. And we were discussing, this, pretty much, I think an epidemic of just the abuse of pharmaceutical drugs, like pills left and right.
Yeah.
And he goes, but Gabe, look at it this way. I think I might have clipped that. It might be on my Instagram. He was like, if I tell them what they really need to do, and, he's a good fit, good looking guy, takes care of himself. He goes, I know what it takes.
Yeah.
I tell them what it's going to take. Do you really fucking think they're going to do it? And I'm like, you're right. He's like, but this, they will.
Yeah.
A little pill.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want them to do that.
Yeah.
But who am I to tell them what they shouldn't and shouldn't do?
Yeah.
And I get that. I totally get that. So I'm not here to bash doctors or anything like that. I think we can have the discussion though. I think that's okay. But I do get their side on that.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to, I hope I wasn't sounding like I was bashing my doctor friend, because once they explained it to me that way, I was like, well,
no, they're right.
I get it.
No, they are right.
Yeah.
It just, I'm hoping at some point we start to change that. You know what I mean? Like, if you need to use certain things for a while until you can wean off of them, okay.
Yeah.
But the goal should be getting off.
Yeah. So, a lot of people really have, I guess, what I would consider eating disorders. And that doesn't mean they're starving themselves. That doesn't mean that they're throwing up. They're overeating.
Yeah.
They're eating the wrong things. Like being addicted to sugar is real. And I just say that because, back to the doctors being like, it's just easier to give them something that makes it so they have no appetite, because habits are so hard to kick.
Yeah.
And like, that's something I work with some of my clients with. I mean, I've had a client who, she had a refrigerator in her bedroom and it was just junk in it.
She had a refrigerator in her bedroom? Jesus Christ, that's commitment.
And and it was junk. But like, here we worked through that and like, it was a big deal, but she finally, got the refrigerator out of the bedroom. Thank goodness. But I just say all that because having those addictions to food and like the junk, it is real. It's hard to kick. And a lot of people struggle with that. And of course, that's why they don't make progress. But that's something that I also talk to them about. I'm like, we need to get to the root of this. Like, what are you feeling when you feel like you have to binge eat on cookies or whatever it might be? I talk to them a lot about like journaling, and that way, like trying to match like maybe how they're feeling in that moment when they're craving something, because a lot of the time they go hand in hand. It's not because they're hungry. it's maybe they are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, and instead of working out or turning to something that would help them,
And it's more
they
of a
just
comfort.
self-sabotage. Yeah.
And I get that. I have done it at times. Today I bought 2 cookies at Quick Trip. So peanut butter cookie. Okay. Those ones right by the register. I tried not to because I tried not to, but it was like right there. But where I'm going with this is that like I was having a stressful fucking day and people were pissing me off left and right. And then I seen those cookies and I was like, that might make me feel better. But like, you can't do that every day.
No.
You know what I mean? I can't buy cookies. One, I can't afford cookies every day.
Yeah.
But 2, it's like not good for me. But, and then sometimes too, I don't even think it's almost a thought into what you're doing. It's more of, like you said, routine. Like they're just used to eating like this and they're not thinking like, it's just copy paste every day. Yeah. So I don't even know how you stop that. Like,
I love that you just said that though, because I also feel like people come in when they talk to me and they're like, am I going to get like a boring meal plan?
Right.
To which the answer is no. But then they're like, well, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. And I'm like, you're already eating the same thing every day. Yes. McDonald's is the same thing every day. But
fast food in general is the same thing, no matter where you go.
And I'm like, if you've got pizza on Monday and now you're at Taco Tuesday and then you've got McDonald's and like that is your week and Chinese on Friday, you're eating the same thing every day, every single week. But for some reason, it's different if you have to make it healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you the ingredient in your fast food. It's all sugar. It's just sugar and processed.
And 8,000 ingredients that you can't pronounce.
Yeah. Just chemicals. And moderation. I say it all the time on here. Moderation is everything. So you don't have to completely just stop everything.
No.
I seen a video. You even said, it's like, we're not going to put you on a fad diet. We're actually going to teach you what to eat. And so you can still enjoy food. And
you can sustain it when we're done. Like when I talk to these women, I'm like, I want to be the last coach you ever need. Because if I am, then that means you're able to sustain this. And like, I've done my job well.
How do you do that? Do you meal prep? Is that what you normally do?
Like for myself?
Like, what do you suggest? Like, what's the easiest for people? Probably meal prepping, right?
I do. Like, I meal prep.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
Try to, like, on Sundays when I have a little bit more time, I'll meal prep. Today, I needed some meals prepared. I had 0 time. I real quick had Instacart deliver me a rotisserie chicken and some broccoli in a bag. And some pineapple because I love pineapple. But but I say that because it took me 2 seconds to just rip that rotisserie chicken apart real quick. I put it in some containers. Boom, I've got like 5 meals now.
Yeah, go to Costco.
It took
$5 chickens.
Yeah, I mean, I had timed myself.
Probably not the best chickens, but it's better than Taco Bell.
It's better than McDonald's. It's better than Taco Bell. And when you're short on time, I literally timed myself. I think it took me 15 minutes by the time I got the bag in, took it apart, and cleaned up my mess.
Yeah. Food's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I think that's where people struggle the most, is that because working out, you can find a routine and, you can kind of go through the motions on that, but real progress, you're going to have to get, the food down. That's the hardest part.
You can't out-train your nutrition.
Yeah. What do you usually do? Do you just kind of slowly start people out? Like, we're going to meal prep only these days, or we're only going to work out 2 days a week. Like, do you slowly ease them into?
It really just depends on the client. I do take a lot of time to create their programs. It's all customized to that individual.
Right.
So everyone's different. I mean, I have some clients that train 3 days a week, and I have some that are training 5 days a week with an active rest day because they just really enjoy being busy.
Right.
They came to me wanting to train 7 days a week. And I was like, no, we're not doing that because it's too much, right? We have to take some time to rest.
You got to let your muscles recover too. I mean, that's the thing I think that people have a misconception of. They think when they're working out, that's when it's growing.
Yeah.
And it's not. You're tearing the muscle apart. You have to rest in order for it to build.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked to them
and properly,
about,
feed. your body as well.
Well, and their sleep habits,
Mm-hmm.
we do talk about that. But no, as far as like the meal prep go and like the meal preps go and like the planning and stuff like that, again, like that's really just depends on the individual.
Yeah.
But we help navigate all of that with them.
That's good. That's good. I had a question on here, and I think we maybe touched a little bit on it, but we were going back to that discussion with struggling with the image, like the ideal look. Like, what is that ideal look for you? Like, what do you kind of promote to your clients on, instead of chasing these Instagram, the people on Instagram of what you're trying to achieve? Like, what's more realistic? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, realistic to one client is totally different.
True.
To
Depending
another.
on what they're motivated to do.
It depends on their starting point.
But usually the average.
And their
Not
goals.
everybody's going to go try to be, what you did, the bodybuilder
stuff. No,
stuff.
I actually don't have any clients that have any desire to do that. Yeah. And sometimes people will come to me and I think they think that that's what I do, and I don't at all.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to do any of the bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah.
But back to your question, which was,
like what's an ideal, like what's more of an obtainable physique? You know what I mean? I think we deal with so much with almost like a body of dysmorphia, which I deal still to this day sometimes. Yeah. Like I felt a lot bigger last year, which I was, and then this year I kind of let myself, got into some ruts and had to get out of it. And then I have an issue of looking on Instagram and seeing stuff and putting stress on myself of, why don't I look like that? Why can't I get to that? Like, I know why, but it still messes with me even.
Sure.
So like, how do you explain to others, like, hey, like this is more realistic. This is obtainable. If at some point you do want to get to this, you've got to get here first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So first, I think, again, we are our own worst critics, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
Everyone has like different goals, and what one person views as beautiful is totally different than the next.
Right.
I don't put on them what I think is beautiful.
Right.
Like I let them determine that. But as far as like when they come to me and they say, this is what I want to look like, I talk about the time, and so that way they understand, like, mm-hmm. Okay, if this is what you want to look like, this is how long it's going to take. And that only depends on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Putting in the work, being consistent, being disciplined in your nutrition, getting your meal prep done, your water, your sleep, all of that, because mm-hmm. it affects the aesthetic that they want. But, again, with everyone being different, I just recall this was a recent conversation, and one of my clients, she had 20 pounds to lose mm-hmm. when she came to me. She said, I need to lose 20 pounds, Jen. Okay, great. We'll get it done. We got her down. She had lost 15 pounds. And at 15 pounds, at that 15 pound mark, she loved the way she looked. Mm-hmm. Well, who am I to tell her whether I like it or not if she loved it, right? Yeah. I said, okay. I go, because when you started the program, you said that this is where you wanted to be. I said, but if you're comfortable here, then we're going to work on maintaining this, and we'll start reverse dieting you so that you can sustain this at a very healthy level of calories. Mm-hmm. She loved it. She's very happy with where she looks now. Yeah,
because that's a big thing is maintaining it. Like you think you're going to get to that goal, and then it's just like, oh, I'm here. Like, no, now you got to keep it.
Now you got to keep it. Yeah. And she's doing great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that could be the hard part, once you get there and then you're starting to burn out maybe and then fall off. But
yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to stick to it. Yeah, but I mean, and that's good. The having... like starting people out like that, and then like having a goal in mind, and then when they hit that, like maybe even a little bit before that goal, like you said, the lady you're discussing.
Yeah.
That as long as you're happy, that was the goal, right? Yeah.
And I always tell them, I was like, okay, this is what we're talking about today, but this doesn't mean that in the next 12 weeks, you may not, like my client may not change her mind. I go, we can always reassess. Like these goals are not concrete.
Right.
And if you want to keep going beyond what you originally said, great, we'll keep going. Mm-hmm. If you want to stop at the 15 pound mark because you love the way you look, that's okay too.
Right.
At the end of the day, like they have to be happy.
That's true. You know what I like about nowadays too? Like, I feel like when we were growing up, it's like the fitness. Was the fitness very when you were younger? Do you remember that? I don't remember that being a big
Well,
thing.
I'm like 10 years older than you.
Right.
So I remember
kind of the
Richard
same-
Simmons
Okay. But
in the living room
when
when I was
you
babysitting.
but when you were in high school,
Yes.
like was that even a thing? Like was everyone talking about going to the gym and stuff?
No, especially
it
for
wasn't for me.
girls. Like, well, the guys, they had weight training for sports and stuff like that.
Right.
And now they've got weight training for girls. Their weight training was not around when I was in high school,
Really?
not for the girls.
Yeah, there
Like
used
that
to be
wasn't a
girls in
class
my
that we
weight.
could take.
Yeah, there was like weight training for girls in my class, but they would always just like they'd be in the corner just talking. It'd always be the guys
they
just
weren't
working
doing
out.
anything.
Yeah, they weren't doing
Yeah.
anything. But like nowadays, like when if I go to the gym, like I see like all these 20-year-olds, girls, guys, and it's like, damn, man, that's crazy how like into it they are now. When I was growing up, you only worked out because you were in sports. It wasn't because we were going to go meet at the gym and lift.
No, my niece is a senior this year, and she's been in weight training the last couple of years.
Mhm.
And she loves it now. She's like, she calls me Aunt Sissy. Aunt Sissy, can I come work out with you? Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my daughter to work out with me. She doesn't want to.
How old is your daughter?
She'll be 15 this month. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll come around. I don't know. She does do sports. She's a cheerleader for Oak Park. So,
Okay.
but I'm trying to instill in her, and that's why I'm happy that you're on too. That way she can see, female figures to look up to, and see that you got to be able to, not be so gravitated towards the fun, easy, cheap side of life. In my mind, start following people who are putting in like hard work and like that is actually going to benefit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff I see her doing and watching, it's like, that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Like you can have that, I get it, a little trash TV, whatever. But once you start making that and you start like your whole life or losing yourself to that, which she's not, she's a good kid.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like watch that because, once she's out of my house, whatever age that may be,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to be there. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to instill that into her when she's young, that you got to work out still.
Yeah.
This will never stop. You got to eat well. This will never stop. These are things comparable to brushing your teeth. You don't think about it. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
So if I can teach her that, that'll help like keeping her going down the road that I was on, where I felt insecure. I felt depressed because when I was in high school, I was in good shape, played football, 6-pack, felt great. And then I got out, and 3 years later, maybe even 2, I had gained a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 215 now, but like I was 230, but fat, and it's just, and then I didn't think it was too bad, because I'm like, well, I'm not huge, but when you have a gut and you see it in your face and you just, I don't know, it just makes you, I don't know.
One of my youngest clients came to me. She was 20. She turned 21 while she was with me. But I told her, I was like, you are so much further ahead than a lot of other girls your age,
Right.
because you're starting this now. Like, and I told her, I go, don't stop. Like, you're starting it now. Keep this up. Like, live this lifestyle, because then by the time you're 30 and 40, you're going to still look like you're
Right.
30, 35. And now your friends at 30 and 40 will just be getting started, and it's going to be so much harder for them because they don't have the habits that you're developing at a young age. They won't know how to eat. They won't know how to go to the gym. And for women, especially, if they've never gone to the gym before, it is so intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, I have had clients when they first started and they go to the gym and it's like they freak out. One of them turned around and left. And she was so excited, to start going to the gym. Of course, we had to talk about it or whatever. And she's got her whole plan. So it takes the guesswork out of what she's doing. And now she looks like a pro at the gym.
Especially the weightlifting stuff. I've heard that from females.
That's what's so intimidating. They will.
And they should be, because you can get hurt. So you need to be careful and
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like we said, you either need to get a fitness coach, or you need to really do your homework
Yeah.
and ask around the people that work out. Because if you don't, like I've got a couple of injuries that bother me to this day because I was lifting like an idiot when I was younger. So, but yeah, you're right. And so what do you think that you could give like some advice to like a younger female that's, out of high school, they're going 19, 20, 21, where they're going to start hitting that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to the clubs and all this stuff. And, to kind of deter them away from going down that road, because, and I have like some friends that are that age, male and female.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see what they're doing and I always mess with them, and I always forget that I'm way older than them. But, I still think I'm 20 for some weird reason. Like fucking Peter Pan over here. But like, I see what they're doing and I'll watch them and I always mess with them. I'm like, yeah, I know you guys are going to go out to P&L again tonight, or down to the Tin Roof or whatever it may be, down to Westport. And yeah, you guys are going to get fucked up, have fun, and take pictures, do all that stuff. You're going to feel like shit the next day. And then you're probably not going to work out, Monday and Tuesday, because, you got a lot of stuff going on that you didn't get done because you're out partying.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to have a life and I want you to have fun. But I try to tell them all the time, like, I don't give a fuck about anything that I did in my 20s. Like, I'm not like, oh man, I miss those days at Power and Light.
Oh, I know.
Like, yeah, they were cool.
Yeah.
But like, I could have, like, me being older now, looking back, I could have gone without it.
So like with the client that I was telling you about that's younger, I mean, she does still live her life. She does go to Power and Light, she's in college, like,
right.
And we have conversations. I'm like, yeah, like go have fun. But the difference, I guess, between her and some of her friends right now is she knows how good it feels to feel good. And she doesn't want to jeopardize that by overdoing it, partying at night.
So she limits herself.
She limits herself. And we didn't even start out that way. Like, I'm so proud of her because she's like, I just don't really care that much about it. Like, I still want to go out with my friends, but I don't care as much about like the drinking part of it because it's not worth it, because going to the gym is more important. Right.
That's what I was telling my buddy too when he called, because I was like, dude, if you start to implement these things, you won't want to pick up a beer.
Yeah.
Because it's going to set you back. It's going to keep you from fucking waking up feeling good in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's going to keep you from getting the results that you want. You will no longer, because I think in his mind, he thinks that he's still going to have a hard time stopping the drinking.
Yeah.
And it's like, it almost goes hand in hand. It's not going to happen overnight, but once you start building that routine up, it's like with me, I used to drink a lot. I don't really like alcohol. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
I like to have a whiskey and water. I love, whiskey and water. But like, I don't like to have a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
To where I'm waking up and I'm super hungover the next day, because it gets worse and worse the older you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You used to be able to go to work the next day. Now it's one day. Now it's 2 days.
Yeah.
But no, that's good, because I always wonder that, especially with the younger generation and trying to be able to help them navigate, and not just tell them it's bad. It's like, well, no, you can have fun, just don't go out and get blasted. You know what I mean? Because if you do that, you're just going to wake up with either somebody you didn't expect to wake up with, or you're going to wake up doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, or you're going to be feeling like shit.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have a lot of regrets.
I mean,
I
still like to go out and I like to have fun, and I like to have a drink as well. But like you said, it gets to a point where I'm like, it is not worth feeling like crap in the morning. I can still go out, have a good time, get a nice little buzz.
Yeah.
And
a nice little buzz.
And be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't get zilched like every Friday, Saturday.
Well, because we're not 20 years old anymore.
Sure. Even if you're 20, I don't think you should do it. Because like you said, that catches up with you. Those miles will catch up on you. I may have looked a little younger if I wouldn't have gotten so through my party days. You know what I mean? Like, we went hard back then. Like, that's all it was. Like, you partied. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, nowadays I see these kids, I'm not saying they don't party, but like, they're in the gym. We were not. I was not. I was partying. We were at house parties. Like, that's what we did.
I worked at a bank back in the day with a few other girls, and we all became friends. And so, we were in our 20s and we were degenerates and we were drinking every single night, and we would take turns because we were hungover, taking naps in the vault room on our lunch breaks.
Really?
Yeah. Be like, I'm in the vault. You know, if anybody, like the boss walks in, wake me up.
Oh, yeah. I've had a couple times where I slept in the Firehouse Subs bathroom, locked the door. You know, one of those, what are they, like single stall bathrooms? Good old days, man. Good old days. But they were not good, though. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Don't do what we did.
Yeah, do not do that.
What is that? Do as I say, not as I did.
Yeah, we're like those people that are smoking a cigarette going, don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We're not sleeping in vaults and
you
bathrooms
can do as I
anymore.
say and as I do now. Like I do good now, but yes, don't do what I did then.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad you're able to reach out to people and hopefully more you'll be able to help too, you know, because that definitely can be, you know, if you can get to them earlier, you know, and be able to explain to them and show them that it's not so difficult, it's not so scary.
Yeah.
Then you can set them up for success, you know, later on.
Well, and again, like if they're consistent, it becomes effortless, and now they're just living a lifestyle.
Yeah. Also, you make better choices when you're thinking more clearly.
Yeah.
So think about that. A little bit into your business. So what all do you offer?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of what I want to touch on towards the end of this right now.
Yeah. So basically, to keep it pretty simple, there's 3 things that I offer to all of my clients. Number 1 is going to be their nutrition, which is customized from start to finish.
What is your business called? I'm sorry.
The Healthy and Fit Body Shop.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
Customize all of their nutrition throughout the entire time they work with us. So like their nutrition might be changing every single week. When I say we, I do have an assistant coach. So all of my clients have 2 sets of eyes on their program.
That's nice.
Yeah. And her and I meet, we talk about them, we talk about their progress, and then make sure, of course, that we're just guiding them weekly. Workouts, we also customize those. We have women that want to work out at home. They want to work out in the gym. I've had a gal that lived out on 100 acres and was like, I don't own any weights. I just want to work out on my land. And okay, we created workouts for her.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You can do that. You don't have to be in some
fancy
it's all
gym. Remote.
Yeah.
I don't do any like in-person training or anything like that. So I can help guide somebody from anywhere.
Yeah, you can help somebody in Illinois.
Yeah. I have clients in
different states.
Yeah, different states.
Nice.
It's hard to keep up with the time zones sometimes.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, I love it. But anyways, so yeah, it's the nutrition and then the training. Their training, we change that every 4 weeks. Like I said, nutrition weekly if needed. And then of course it's accountability, because so many people, they need to have someone hold them accountable. Like they need someone telling them what to do. They need to be able to feel confident when they walk into a gym that they'll return the next day. Right. I do everything on an app. The app also, I think, helps with the confidence, because people have their phones out all the time anyway. So it just looks like they're on their phone. Their whole workout is mapped out from start to finish.
Oh, so you have an app?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they can also watch themselves, like as they get stronger throughout the program, because they're able to also like track like their weights and reps and all that stuff inside the app.
That's cool.
Yeah. They've got 24/7 access to me or my assistant coach. I take great pride in making sure that we respond to them in a timely manner. So yeah, I feel like we offer a lot of support and of course accountability, because that's what a lot of people need.
Yeah. And you need that, like a community. You know what I mean? Me and Mitch were talking about that when he came on to talk about his book, and creating that community for individuals seeking this goal that all of them have. That's the energy that people don't understand. You know, like I've worked out in my basement for years. Yeah. That's a grind.
Yeah.
Okay? Working out isolated in your basement, it can be done.
Yeah.
But there's different when you go to like the gym and you see people they all have one goal. Look better.
Yeah.
Feel better. And then it's the same thing too when they find communities like Mitch's gym or your business or other people I've had on the show. And when you can bring all those people, and even like, have you ever thought of like maybe doing like a community like for all your clients, like where they kind of like meet up, or like not meet up, but like online, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I actually did that for a little while. Like I would host like a Zoom, just a group Zoom, but I have a lot of clients, number one, like, again, they're busy, they're working,
Right.
they're moms.
Or they may want to be just.
And
like,
a lot of them move silently too.
Yeah.
You know, so like my progress pictures that people see, they give me permission, of course, to
Right.
post those. There's a lot that aren't seen.
Yeah.
Because they like moving quietly. Also, they're pretty busy. So anything outside of, or anything extra sometimes, then it makes it feel like it's just one more thing that they have to do.
I would just suggest to them, though, like, there's something cool that comes out of that. Like, even with this podcast, like, I've met so many cool people, you know, that I've now talked to on the daily, or I talk to every now and then that, you know, I follow their stuff, and it's just neat. Same thing for your clients. Like, you could meet people in there, and then not only do they have the support from you, they have friends now that they can get support from.
Yeah.
That, because everybody knows, like, it's so much easier when you have a gym partner.
Sure.
Like, so much. Like, you know, whoever your friend, he's Carl's going to be there.
Right.
Like, I got to show up. Like, I can't leave him hanging. You know what I mean? But you can make all the excuses in the world when it's just you. You're like, nobody knows.
Nope,
so
not if it's Carl.
I'll just lay down on the couch and just chill on a Tuesday night. But yeah, so it'd be neat, like, you know, for your clients, you know, to be able to kind of get together and to be able to have that, you know, full on support. Not saying everyone's going to click or anything like that. That's not always feasible, but, you know, there may be a group, you know, that starts out.
I have, like, for some that are local, I'll try and introduce them to somebody else that might be like going to their gym.
Right.
So, and I just say that because they do enjoy that.
That's good. Yeah. Cause you need that. You know, I think it holds you. I always tell people, I'm like, hey, if you want to change, you're going to have to let some stuff go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, not forever, but just not as much as you've been doing. So that group you've been having beers with every single Friday, Saturday, you may only see them once a month, maybe twice, whatever it may be. But you're going to have a new set of people now, like a new environment, new friends, and it's okay. Like, we're human beings, so we're creatures of habit, and, you know, we don't like change, and it's weird and it's uncomfortable, but out of that, the growth and the reward of that, like, you just get over that hump.
Well, yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Get over that hump, and then you know, you'll feel a lot better. But no, that's neat. That's neat that you offer that. And so everything's online, everything's through YouTube, and that's cool. When did you start that?
I started it last November.
Oh, really? So fairly new.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 year.
1 year. I was in a job that I hated. And I was broke, not making any money. And I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I quit and put all my eggs in that basket. And I invested in myself and a coach.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have started it sooner.
Yeah. That's got to be scary, though, doesn't it?
It was scary. I was crying because I was like, how am I going to put Christmas presents under the tree? Because this all happened very fast.
Yeah, do you have one? Or?
I have a little boy. He's 11.
Okay, just
yeah.
one. Okay.
I guess he's not that little. He's still little. But you know, I remember thinking, like, oh my God, I still have bills to pay. Christmas is around the corner. I have no money coming in right now, and I just took what was in my savings account and some, and invested in business coaches and an app and my back end systems. And, you know, I say all that because you should always invest in yourself.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I'm like, bet on yourself, invest in yourself. And I do think that there's something to be said for truly wanting to change and wanting to do better. And that's what I wanted for myself and my life and for my son. And through the tears, I was like, I don't care. Yeah. I won't sleep until I get this done and until I grow this business. I'm still not sleeping because I'm still working on growing the business.
Yeah,
but
it's growing pains.
I love it, and I love where I'm at now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I look at that too for the women that are out there that are needing help because perimenopause is kicking their ass. They're overweight. Maybe they don't feel like they have the support they need at home. Like, I want them to know that it is important to invest in themselves. And I feel like we do a good job of providing them with the support that they need.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, and I skipped over that, I think, when I was talking about NHR. But that's what Justin was telling me. He's like, you know, females are the most overlooked on hormone imbalances. Yeah. Like, you know, blood work's key. You know, even if you're not going to get on anything, go get your blood work done.
Yeah.
See where you're at right now.
Yeah.
And, you can fix a lot of things once you start knowing, like, I'm dealing low on this and that, and you need to take this, and do this. So that would be my biggest recommendation. I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
Seeing your videos.
Okay.
How the hell do you maintain such a low percentage of body fat? What are you doing?
So
it's insane.
Honestly, right now, I have been a tracker for years.
Okay. Like you're one of those like macros and
all the time. Like I have been with my Fitness Pal since my Fitness Pal was a thing. Like I think my Fitness Pal was out for 2 years before I became an actual my Fitness Pal subscriber. But actually here recently I was like, I need a break.
All right.
So I've just been eating intuitively, and honestly,
but how hard is that to get down? Like some of those videos is insane. I haven't seen my abs in like
and that's what's crazy
years.
Is like for me, this is just who I am. Like it's not hard for me.
Yeah.
You know and like that's what I also want to like, I guess, pass on to people. I'm like, when you do create a lifestyle and you're consistent with it, it just becomes who you are. And like those are your habits.
Is it harder for some other people though?
Well,
like,
I'm sure.
Because I feel like with me, like I'm active. I'm not that strict on my diet, but like Monday through Friday, I bring my lunch. I'm, eating chicken and rice. I'm eating tuna. I'm eating, all good foods, drinking enough water.
Yeah.
That
right.
was today.
I'm like, this is why you need a tracker.
That was today, Dom. All right. Hey, the one time I asked you, all the times I asked this guy to weigh in, and he just randomly calls me out for the peanut butter cookies. Hey, bro. Hey, man. All right, you got me on that one. You're right. All right, so maybe I need to get a tracker. Okay, it's probably what I need because
I do coach men as well.
Do you? Well, then I might have to look into this because I can't. I don't know what the hell. I can't get it down. But I run, I jiu-jitsu, workout. I don't know. I'm making excuses right now, guys. Don't listen to me. Yeah, the sugar's bad, dude. I have an issue with sugar. I do too. Do you eat a lot of sugar? No. Yeah, I figured. I know. I don't even know why I asked. It felt stupid. I figured maybe she just, I don't know, has a higher metabolism, or I don't know.
No, don't eat a lot of sugar. But I will tell you guys, my weakness is those cinnamon gummy bears.
Really? Cinnamon?
Yeah, that's my thing. And Target had a bag the other day for Christmas, like probably like a little stocking stuffer bag. And I was fighting and like battling myself. And then finally I was like, it's fine. It's Christmas.
The only thing cinnamon, my weakness is, cinnamon gum. I love cinnamon gum. And then I like Fireball. Yeah.
No, ew. 2015, I have not touched Fireball.
No.
The Royals at the World Series, it was real bad.
Yeah, real bad.
Real bad.
I feel like that with Jaeger. I had a bad
Never
year with
again.
Jaeger.
Yeah.
Jaeger bombs.
When you do drink, what's your drink of choice?
Tito's, like vodka, club soda. I do like tequila and club soda. Or 1 glass of red wine, 2, and then I do feel like crap the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
On wine? I like wine. I like Stella Rose. That's my shit.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Dom? Why are you asking so many questions?
I was curious.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I indulge in sugar, but I indulge in sugar and I drink.
What is your drink of choice?
I'll do a vodka tonic, rum and Coke.
Okay, dude. Okay.
If you get that rum and diet, you get the rum and diet Coke, you've eliminated a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Just do rum and water.
I don't know about that.
Whiskey water? You never had a whiskey water?
Is rum whiskey?
No, but I figured you could do the same thing. I don't drink rum. Who drinks rum?
This guy.
I do.
That's weird.
Not all the time.
Whatever, dude. All right. So, what else? Is there anything else that you have, business-wise, you want to discuss, or anything you have coming up? Anything you want to throw out there? Anything in the works? No, I put you on the spot.
I know you did. There's a lot in the works, but nothing that I can throw out there yet.
Nothing you can throw out
yet?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to find you, they can go to your Instagram.
Yep.
And I'll have it under the show notes.
Yeah, at the Healthy and Fit Body Shop.
Yeah, Healthy and Fit Body Shop, all online. So if you live in Utah, they can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
We got some fans, all across the America and internationally too. I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah, I know.
That's
So
exciting.
if you're in Ireland, hit her up. I think it was Ireland I seen. But thank you for coming on the show.
Oh,
I
thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yeah, it was fun. You're welcome back anytime. But yeah, if you have anything else, feel free. You good?
I think
We're all
I'm good.
I think we're all good. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you.